Once upon a time, in a quiet village, where mornings smelled of fresh soil and hope, there lived a humble merchant. He wasn't rich, but he was honest. Every day, before the sun fully rose, he tied heavy bags of salt onto his donkey's back and walked miles to the market to earn his living. The donkey was strong, but the load was heavy. Still, he walked silently beside his master, step by step, across dusty roads and narrow paths. One fine morning, on their way to the market, they reached a shallow river that crossed their path. The merchant gently led the donkey into the water, but midway, the donkey slipped and fell. The merchant rushed forward, worried, and pulled him out. When the donkey stood up, the merchant noticed something strange. The salt bags felt much lighter. The water had dissolved the salt. The donkey shook his body, felt the weight on his back, and suddenly realized, "This is easier." A quiet smile formed on his face. The merchant sighed. He had lost his goods for the day and had to return home empty-handed. But he said nothing. He simply reloaded fresh bags of salt and prepared for the next morning. The next day, when they reached the river again, the donkey did something unexpected. This time, he deliberately slipped into the water. Splash! Once again, the salt dissolved. Once again, the load became lighter. And this time, the donkey walked ahead proudly, as if he had discovered a clever secret. The merchant noticed everything. He didn't scold the donkey. He didn't shout. He only smiled quietly. Because wisdom does not always shout. Sometimes it waits. On the third morning, the merchant tied bags onto the donkey's back. That looked exactly the same. The donkey felt proud of himself. He thought, "I know the trick. I know how to make my burden lighter." When they reached the river, without hesitation, the donkey slipped into the water again. But this time, something changed. When the donkey stood up, the load on his back felt heavier than ever. The sacks had absorbed water. They were filled with sponges. The donkey tried to walk. His legs trembled. His breath grew heavy. He struggled to take even a few steps. The merchant gently placed his hand on the donkey's back and said softly, "You thought you were outsmarting me. Sometimes those who play tricks end up stepping into their own trap. What feels clever today can quietly become tomorrow's burden." The donkey lowered his head. He didn't just feel the weight on his back, he felt the weight of his choice. He thought he had found a shortcut, but what he really found was a lesson. Outsmarting others may work once. It may even work twice. But in the end, the cleverness you trust often becomes the trap that teaches you. If you learned something from this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you again in the next story. Take care.